Hey guys! I don't know if it gives it a couple seconds beforehand or I'm just sitting here, but whenever it shows that I'm recording finally, then I start talking. So sorry for probably a couple of seconds in the beginning with nothing. Also, I'm going to do Nancy Drew also, but it's just easier to record this one. So I'll probably just do some more playing this and then I'll probably do Nancy Drew some more during the weekend or something. But anyway, let's get back to it. Okay. 7 a.m. Why am I up so early? I fell back onto the bed and closed my eyes, trying to go back to sleep. However, something kept me awake. Why? It's too early to even be alive. I gave up and sat up, staring at the fireplace across from my bed. A sigh escaped from between my lips before I threw my legs over the side of the bed. What to do at 7 a.m. in the morning? Make some coffee, explore the house, work on homework. Why would I sit and work on homework? Come on now. Let's make some coffee. Wake up, get myself all ready. I decided making coffee was my best bet in surviving the rest of the day. Why not? Haven't had coffee in forever. I got out of bed and made my way to the kitchen, unconcerned that I was in pajama pants and a tank top. I rummaged through the cabinets for a coffee machine and any makings for coffee. Surely my grandfather had some. A French press. Well, it's better than nothing. I heard French press was great. What are you talking about? As I began to make my coffee, I checked my email and texts on my phone. No new important emails, no text messages. I sighed. I quickly made my coffee just how I liked it and sat on the counter. But then I began to wonder, would this happen every day? I let the question linger in my mind. For a whole morning, I did not think once about the boys or Malix. Everything was so peaceful. Everything was average, nothing magical or dangerous or unusual. I simply drank my coffee as I let the thought marinate in the back of my mind. I returned to bed, feeling the weight of the morning drag me under my covers to try sleeping again. I had energy, but I wanted more sleep. It was Sunday and nothing was happening today. Come on, eyes, back to sleep. I shut my eyes and tried to slow my breathing. Wait, why would you try to go back to sleep and after you just had coffee and stuff? Just get up and do something, girl. I looked at my phone to check the time once again. It was noon, yet it felt like I had slept for much longer. Oh, she woke up again. Okay, went back to sleep, woke up. Why is time going so slowly? Why are you trying to get rid of all the time? Like, it's a bright and sunny Sunday day. Go out there and do something, girl. No time to be depressed right now. I sighed, got changed into normal clothes, and went out to the main hall and sat on the stairs. Sundays were very boring. Well, that's because all you did was sit around and sleep, girl. I'm trying to tell you, get up, go out. Where's your friends? Call them up. There are so many things you could be doing. However, the muffled sounds of battle caught my attention. Huh? I quickly went out to the backyard in response to the noise I had heard. In the yard were all 5 of the boys practicing fighting. Sam was in the middle, with the other 4 surrounding him and throwing punches and kicks at him. Sam, being the strongest of the bunch, blocked and dodged each almost masterfully. Don't disturb them, or hey, let's not disturb them, they're working hard. I just watched. The boys were very much into their own world, focusing on the training they all were in. It's better not to disturb them. I checked the time and decided to head inside to the kitchen. I was getting hungry and I'm sure the boys would need to eat soon, so lunch was a must. Might as well make lunch today. It's been a while since I cooked. Lunch wasn't particularly hard. I decided to make pizza, simple chicken and rice, cold cut sandwiches. Cold cut sandwiches are always easy enough, right? Why not? Because why not? Thank you. I assembled simple ham sandwiches for all of us. After I poured some potato chips on the side of each sandwich, I felt satisfied. Who said lunch had to be cooked? I placed the food in the dining room. However, none of the boys were there by the time I brought the final dish out. I carried that dish to the main lobby, catching the boys separating into different rooms of the house. Part of me wanted to go to one in particular. The other part of me wanted to just leave them be and take the food in my hand to my room and eat. Maybe I could go out today while the boys focus on training. Go to your room and eat, find one of the incubi. Well, this wouldn't be a dating sim or a dating type game. if I didn't go for one of the guys. I quickly rushed back and grabbed a second food dish before hunting down one of the boys. Gars. I found James in the library, sitting in one of the comfy leather seats reading a book. As I stepped in, James looked up at me before closing the book and standing.
Oh, hello.
Hey, James, I got some lunch for you.
That is very kind of you. Thank you.
I wonder if he is a chicken and rice kind of guy. I would feel bad if he didn't like my food. James took his food and sat back down, placing the book he was reading on the table in front of him and setting the dish on his lap.
I'm sorry. I should have asked you first before exploring the house and finding this room.
Huh? Oh, no, you're fine. Remember, you live here too, so any room besides mine is free to be in.
Still, you're the master of the house. I should have asked.
Aw, you're so sweet. Sorry, I'm drinking my drink. Okay. It's fine, really. James nodded at me with an understanding smile before eating his food. I followed along and ate with him, taking the open chair beside his. We ate in silence, listening to the ambience in the room. Soon, however, I began to feel a little restless. Check out the book, don't worry about it. I kind of want to know what he's reading. I put my food down on the table and lifted the book to examine it. Love and Romance, a study of intimacy. That's cute. James let out a small, nervous cough before he stopped eating and placed his food on the table.
Demons and humans are very different when it comes to affairs of the heart. I merely wanted to try learning a little more while I had the chance. I found that while I was looking around the room and had only just begun reading.
Love is different to demons? How so? James smiled before crossing his legs, getting comfy for the small lecture he was about to give. That's cute.
Love isn't just a human emotion, miss. Demons like us feel them too. In fact, incubi and succubi feel emotions the most because of our link to sexual energy. However, we don't really experience love. We know of lust and passion.
But passion drives love.
For humans, yes. For demons, it fuels our need to breed and increase the strength of our lineage as well as quells the hunger we have for sexual energy. It's very hard for us to develop feelings from passion, despite how easy it may logically seem.
You hunger for energy? I could tell I struck a nerve with James. As I mentioned the word hunger, his arm twitched, obviously wanting to do something other than remain on the armrest of his chair. He continued speaking regardless.
Sexual energy is our natural food source and is one of two ways to keep us alive. In the abyssal planes, there are many demons to feed off of who are always willing to give their energy up, so sexual hunger is never an issue. In the human world, however, we've come to realize that getting energy is a little more difficult.
Whoops, I accidentally pushed it. Can't you just touch a human for the energy like you all did with me?
That only gives us so much. A touch is merely a taste, while intimate sex is a banquet for us.
Ooh. I guess that was true. Humans weren't all about sex, and were probably a lot more conservative than demons, at least. It would be hard to gain sexual energy from a human without doing something to them or catching them in the right mood.
This is why we have a mind-altering ability to convince humans to give in to their desires. It's not 100% effective, but it gives us a better possibility to get what we need.
What if you don't feed on sexual energy? What's the other way to stay alive?
Food, typically. However, we're weak without actual sexual energy. Without sexual energy, we become less than human. We have no power nor moral consciousness. We basically start to become unfriendly.
Oh. Are you hungry now? I see. I don't want to say are you hungry now. I feel like that's a little too much. So I'll just say I see. James nodded before picking up his plate and finishing his food in silence. I did the same. It was interesting to learn about the incubi and their world. It was even more interesting to learn of their appetite. I guess it gave me a better understanding of the men I was living with. It was good to know. Eventually, we both resumed and finished eating. I politely took the dish from James and went to the kitchen to wash both of our dishes. As I passed the kitchen, I saw the other dishes of food were missing, which made me relieved to know the boys ate. I quickly washed the 2 dishes I had before heading to my room. I woke up way too early. I could use a nap. As nothing in my mind or body fought back, I quickly slid under my covers and let my body relax. For some reason, it was easy to fall asleep again. The remainder of the night passed by, surprisingly uneventful. The boys continued to train with each other, but were kind enough to stop and make me dinner. I was glad for that. And surprisingly, the food was perfect, but it felt a little empty without the boys to eat with me. They most likely had already eaten, but still, I felt lonely. I couldn't let it bother me. I ate and went back to my room to study and sleep. Surprisingly, I felt good going to bed that night. I felt like I could have a peaceful sleep after the previous rough nights I had. I felt good. I drifted to sleep and woke up almost flawlessly that next morning. No grogginess, no aches, perfectly energized and bright-eyed. Man, how long has it been since I got that much good sleep? I looked to my alarm clock. I woke up 10 minutes before my alarm. Well, hey, I must be lucky today. Karma owed me some luck. After all I had gone through in merely a handful of days, I deserved to get some good luck. Ecstatic for the day ahead, I turned off my alarms before they could ring and got dressed. However, my phone started to quickly buzz from an incoming text. Who's texting me this early?
Yo, Anderson! You're carpooling with us from now on. We're not letting you.
Uh-oh, shoot. I didn't mean to do that. Can I go back? Alright. Well, you saw what I said. We're not letting you go on your own or something like that. I smiled. My friends were the best. I couldn't drive yet, and I didn't have a car, so it was awesome that my friends would let me carpool. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Her dad just was like, here, live on your own. Figure out how to get to school on your own. Like, what? Luckily, her friends are there. Otherwise, what would she have done? I checked the time. 6:30. Perfect. I can eat some breakfast before they come. I packed my bag and carried it downstairs into the kitchen. I quickly made myself coffee and toast, not having time for anything big. I let out a soft sigh in happiness as I sipped my coffee. I felt great, and I felt like nothing could stop me today. Come at me, day. I'm ready for you. I looked to the time again. Time to go. I quickly rushed to the doors, checking myself in the passing mirror. I wasn't wanting to impress anyone, but I still needed to look decent. And right on cue, Naomi drove up to the gates with Suzu waving me down. I rushed out the door and we headed to school, talking about the homework in the coming day. We made it into the school without a hitch. Our lockers were in the same part of the hall, so we quickly unloaded what we needed to and got our important books and necessities. First incident of the day. As I walked towards Suzu and Naomi, who were both waiting for me on the opposite side of the hall, something hooked my ankle and made me fall forward. Ow!
Hey, are you okay?
Who did that?
The three of us looked back to see Lizette and her gaggle of girls. Lizette had a look of complete innocence while the girls around her giggled like no tomorrow. Wait, you just said that you were feeling like bad for me because of my grandpa dying. Now you're acting like this? Like, what? What it be?
Why, you little...
Suzu, don't!
I felt a giant fire of anger burn in my stomach as I stared at Lizette. Today was not the only time this has happened to me. However, it was now clear who was behind these incidents. Even if she was innocent, one of her goons did it. It was now obvious that Lizette was the mastermind, just from the look on her face. She was no friend, nor would she ever be. I had to do something. Get her or stand up and walk away. We'll stand up and walk away. F that girl. No need for me to get in trouble for her. No. I wasn't going to bring myself to her level. She was a bully, but I was not going to let her get to me. I had to be stronger than her, and only then would I have beaten her. I stood up and brushed myself off, pretending nothing had happened. Well, that's the thing. You don't pretend nothing happened, because then she's going to keep trying to do it. You don't fight her, you just let her know that if she does it again, then you will fight her. That's what you do. You tell her that you're freaking crazy, and you will hit her with a chair if she messes with you again. You tell her that you're not scared of you're not scared of getting in trouble, because you don't have anything else left to live for. Like, you see, that kind of thing. I'm just playing. I'm sorry. I'm crazy. Let me stop.
Anderson, you okay?
That was a pretty bad fall.
Yeah, I'm fine. A fall like that is nothing. I merely smiled at them, not wanting to let them know the pain rushing through my body from that fall. My arms were quaking, my shoulders were pulsing, but I remained sorry, I'm drinking. I remained content-faced. That's weird, too. I were to say I remained content. I don't know. Okay. I quickly gathered up my belongings and nodded to my two friends. Come on, we'll be late for history. Suzu and Naomi looked at each other before frowning and nodding to me. Naomi and Suzu flanked me as we began to walk to class away from the gaggle of bullies. As we walked, I could barely see Suzu flipping the middle finger to the group behind us from the corner of my eye.
Friggin' bunch of Lisette feet lickers.
That's gross, Suzu.
Hey, you calls them as you sees them, right, Suzu?
It's true. It's all OMG! Lisette is the best! Let's follow her around because we obviously don't have lives.
Naomi and I could not help but laugh. The group behind us, however, did not like Suzu's words. Oh, I bet they didn't.
At least my dad doesn't screw around in the black market to keep a stupid casino running.
At least our dad doesn't. No, I'm sorry. You know what? I don't need to take it there. Let's keep going, you guys. Let's keep focusing on the game. We're not gonna stoop to their level. Suzu stopped. Naomi and I stopped as well to look back at Suzu, who was completely red in anger. Suzu slowly turned to head to the group, glaring daggers at them.
Fuck did you just say?
Uh-oh, Suzu, let's calm down. Let's calm down, girl. Look, Suzu, we need you to chill. Don't let them get to you, girl. This is not the place, not the time. Okay, you got your life to live. I had to act fast. I placed my hand on Suzu's shoulder and gripped it tightly, knowing she could try to push my hand away. Suzu, they're not worth it. Let's just go.
No, I think it's about time we taught them some manners.
I mean, if I'm honest, I would like to teach them some manners too. Like, why sit and get bullied and beat them down? But then the thing is, when you get in trouble, and then if they look like they're the ones who are victims, then we are the ones that everybody's, looks bad upon and shuns us and treats us bad or whatever because we bullied them or whatever. So, high school is just a bunch of mess. That's why I guess you record it. You record it and you say, look here, bother me again, and I will have to hurt you. I don't want to hurt you, but I'm going to have to if you don't stop. And then you can have that as evidence. I guess. I don't know.
Suzu.
I looked at Lisette and her group. Lisette had a widely amused smile on her face, which irked me to no end. Nevertheless, I knew that fighting wasn't going to get us anywhere. No, Lisette wants you guys to fight. That's why she's doing this. Let's go. I grabbed Suzu by the shoulder roughly, pulling her back to Naomi and me. Suzu tried to step towards the group, but Naomi held onto her other shoulder. We held on to Suzu, who fought against our hands, as we marched to class. Surprisingly, the rest of the school day went off without another incident. I went to my classes, had lunch, and was anxious to get home. As the bell rang for school to end, I felt my phone vibrate in my pocket. Huh? A text from Dad? I'll be picking you up today. Make sure you're ready to go when I get there. Why? That's kind of a surprise. I quickly headed back to my locker and got my things before waiting for Naomi and Suzu.
Hey, are you ready to go?
Actually, my dad's picking me up.
Really? Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense.
We'll drive home together next time. Tell your dad that we got you covered from now on.
Good job. Thanks, Naomi. You the real MVP, girl. Yeah, haha, alright. Even when I laughed, something didn't seem right. My dad texted me to say this. Why was he going to pick me up? Had I done something wrong? I didn't know. I waved goodbye to Naomi and Suzu before heading off to the usual spot where my dad picks me up. I took the time to listen to my music while I waited. I need to go to another Rise of the Phoenix concert. Eventually, I had played the entire album with no one showing up. What the hey? Dad's never late, especially not this late. I quickly dialed my dad's number again, but as soon as I pressed call, it disconnected and read a signal to disconnection error message. Oh no. I don't like this. Okay, I'm going to give you guys a little... I'm going to try to guess what's going to happen. I think that, you know how there's protection around her house? That those bad guys were trying to find a way to get her outside of her house so they can get her or something. And so this was like their way of doing that. I don't know. We'll see. What the? No signal error. How do I not have a signal? I double-checked my phone and saw all 5 bars for signal. He must be in a dead zone. I knew it. Before I could finish, a group of hands grabbed at my hands, feet, and covered my mouth. I screamed into the hand over my mouth, struggling to pull away from the hands grabbing at my limbs. It felt disgusting and scary. Feeling their hands on me, I needed it to stop.
Hey! Don't dirty up Melix's prey!
The voice, which sent a fearful shiver down my spine, whispered into my ear.
You're coming with me, Miss Anderson.
I couldn't fathom what was happening. Before I knew it, I was blindfolded and my limbs were quickly tied up. I felt myself being carried somewhere and was shoved into something that echoed the interior of a bus or a van. The doors closed and off I was taken, unsure of where I was going and why. All I knew was that I was in trouble. All I saw was darkness. I felt numb as I was taken to a place I didn't know of. I couldn't even move my lips to scream. Sounds zipped past my ears. First of the interior of a car, then the outside, then an echoey space with whispers and cackles of people vibrating through it. However, the wrap around my eyes was eventually removed from my face, and my bonds were cut. It took a while for my eyes to adjust, but I found myself in a warehouse, surrounded by devils, including Malix, who was smirking at me.
Nicely done! I'm sure those little shits will come running to find you when they realize you didn't return to your precious little mansion. They'll search everywhere for you.
Malix walked over and set the barrel of his gun against the skin between my eyes.
It'll be so funny when they find your dead body instead.
Fight, or wait. Wait. I could see Malix pull the trigger before bracing myself.
Oh, what the fuck?
I opened my eyes again to see Malix jamming his finger against the trigger, trying to shoot me to no avail.
Well, she either has the barrier spell on her, or you're losing your power.
Shut up! I'm not losing shit! This little brat must have that spell on her!
Must have that spell on her! This is how I talk! I felt a wave of relief run through my body. The other devils laughed at Malix, which made him angrier.
I said, shut up!
Malix suddenly moved his gun towards a nearby devil and pulled the trigger. I stared wide-eyed as the bullet from Malix's gun rammed itself into the neck of the devil boy. The wound spouted fire and blood, causing the devil to scream and flail in extreme pain before falling limp to the ground. As the body hit the floor, it began to almost deform and melt. Blood and black ash poured out of the wound and every opening that body had, causing the smell of death to quickly fill the room. I felt like gagging as the body eventually stopped moving. The body became like a deflated balloon, showing me the true nature of Malix's gun. It was now just a pile of blood and skin. The bullet had burnt up the muscle, bones, and any structure the body had to give it its form. That doesn't sound appetizing at all. That sounds really gross and horrible. So, thanks for that description there. That could have been me. That could have been me. But you know it wasn't going to be you. Remember, you have the magic barrier around you. We knew this already. That's why I told you to wait and not fight.
Anyone else wanna laugh at me? Huh?
The devils around us shut their mouths, obeying the warning of the obvious master of the space. Malix growled before glaring at me.
As I was saying, must be some holy magic or some shit like that.
The girl who had kidnapped me stepped up beside Malix, looking to me. Malix wrapped a strong arm around her waist and pulled her tight against his side before burying his face against her neck. Eris didn't react, but continued to stare at me as Malix ravished her shoulder and neck in violent kisses. This is really weird. Why are you doing this? I'm a little confused. Eventually, Malix pulled away, licking his lips before looking into Eris's face.
Be a dear and get rid of her barrier. Now.
Without another word, Eris walked around me out of my line of sight. As I turned my head to try and follow her, Alex raised his gun to my face once again, forcing me to stop moving. Why? You already know that the gun is not going to work, so why you gotta stop moving?
I may not be able to shoot you yet, brat. But there are other ways I can beat the living shit out of you.
Why are you doing this? Why? I think at this point we could try to fight. No way was this happening. F you, Alex. No way was I going to let myself be a victim of this. I knew the gun wasn't going to work, but if he's going to fight, we going to have to fight then, you know. If there's going to be a fight, we both going to be fighting, okay? I'm not going to just let you fight me. We gonna just take this to the end, to the death of us. Let's go. I will.
What are you whimpering? Are you praying that the boys will come and save you?
I closed my eyes and took a breath before snapping up to one leg and sweeping my foot across Alex's face. Nice, girl. Oh, I forgot she knows Taekwondo. Get it, girl. Jada-san. Jada-san. Ha! Malix flew to the side and rolled, rubbing his cheek in complete shock. I could feel Eris step back away from me, leaving me to look at Malix and shake my foot out from the hit. Malix quickly hopped up and growled at me, obviously surprised, but irritated beyond belief.
You little bitch! You think you're tough, huh? Well, I'll show you your place! Come here!
Malix charged at me, dropping the gun that would never hurt me to the floor and reaching for my face. However, I quickly crouched down and swept my leg in front of me, knocking Malix down once again. Yeah, I'm telling you, that Taekwondo, them kicks, they got them kicks, you know, they got that footwork, okay? And do some kicks and some little leggy things, kick you out of here. Y'all ever played, Tekken? Look at Hwarang, okay? Hwarang has got that Taekwondo down. He got them kicks and stuff. Let me stop. Or Tekken. Okay, anyway, I rolled back away from the fallen devil and glared as I rose back up to my feet. Just because I'm a human doesn't mean I can't kick your ass. Alright, girl, please let him know. I placed my hands in front of me before sliding over to Malix and slamming the tip of my foot into his head. One of the devils around us tried to step in, but Eris held out her arm, stopping them.
No! Stay out of it! Let Malix deal with it!
Yeah, if you come and help him, he's gonna be considered, like, weak because he couldn't even beat a human girl. As commanded, the devils that surrounded us stood away from the fight. The group watching us was lost in intrigue as I stood up against their leader. I continued to kick at Malix, who tried to block my kicks with his arms. I brought a foot up before slamming it down into Malix's chest. I definitely heard a rib or two crack at that impact, causing Malix to lose his breath. That sounds like that would hurt your foot as well. Like, I don't know, I just feel like chopping your foot down to someone's chest and breaking their rib, I feel like your foot could have a little pain as well. What I didn't expect was him grabbing my leg and pulling it out from under me. I fell to the ground, landing with a loud thud. Oof! I felt pain shoot up my arms and run through my body at the impact my body had on the ground. I tried to push off, but the pain forced me to stay down. Malix took that chance to roll on top of me and pin me down, glaring and smirking down at me evilly. As I tried to get him off, the futility of the situation dawned on me. I was fighting a devil. I was just a human. I wasn't magical, nor was I special. You still broke some bones. You wasted some time. Give the guy some time to get here. You showed that you could fight up against him. I think you still did some good things here. I wasn't going to beat him.
It's useless, woman. You're as good as dead. Bet you regret trying to fight me in the first place now.
Fear began to consume me. Oh, for the love of God, please someone find me. I prayed. I hoped that I wouldn't have to keep fighting. I was becoming desperate.
You have major balls trying to fight me. You're not even a man. You're a puny woman who's about what's coming to her.
No thanks. What made everyone in that warehouse drop our fighting faces was the screeching of police sirens coming closer to our location. Malix smirked even wider.
It's time to have fun, boys! Make sure you kill them all.
You're dumb. She keeps telling you not to do that. Eris has told you multiple times not to do that. Devils all seemed to get excited and started to walk past us to meet with the cops, but a loud finger snap stopped them and made them turn around. Alex and I looked to see Eris with her hand in the air post-snap.
Eris? What are you doing?
Enough, Malix! We've wasted enough time in this stupid town. I'm getting out of here and I'm taking the rest with me.
I didn't know whether to laugh or not. I bit my tongue and Alex got angry again.
Like hell you are! Boys, do as I say, or else!
None of the boys moved. Eris snapped her fingers again, causing the boys to rush back past her and out another way from the warehouse.
Malix, it's over. You can't even beat a human girl. You're losing your powers. Lower devils only follow higher-ups that actually have power.
Shut your mouth!
Uh-oh. Malak summoned his gun to his hand and shot multiple times at Eris, who somehow managed to teleport away from the shooting line and reappear by us. She shook her head, letting out a sigh before grabbing Malak by the neck and pulling him off of me. Malak started to choke as Eris stared coldly at him.
All this for a bunch of pretty boys. You must be stupid and desperate.
Eris looked to me, making me tense up.
Human, I suggest heading home to your pretty boys. You don't want to get involved in a supernatural investigation. It's a pain in the ass.
She then turned back to Malak, glaring daggers into him as he glared back at her.
You really think women are weak? Let me fix that, sweetie.
Oh, good thing we did fight him, because he said that she was weak. Or he said that we were weak because we were a woman, but he forgot that she was there and could whoop his booty. And with that, Eris vanished into the shadows, taking Malix with her. As I was left alone, the police siren stopped. Looked over to the open passage to see the incubi with a large police siren megaphone staring at me in surprise. Aww.
Where is he? I swear I'm gonna...
He's gone. Eris took him and left. They won't be coming back. It was all so surreal. I was helped by a devil, but I quickly shook off the feeling. I was alive, and that was all that mattered. I fought to stay alive, and there I was. The boys tried to question me, but James cleared his throat, catching the attention of his brothers and me.
Let's just get you home, miss. There's nothing more to see here.
Altogether, we began to walk out of the warehouse back home. There was no way in hell anyone was going to find out about this. It was over. Malix was gone, and the boys were finally safe. A wave of relief ran through my body at the thought of never having to deal with that group again. At the same time, a ping of realization hit the back of my mind. The boys were only going to stay until after Malix was defeated. That was our deal. As he approached home, I could feel something heavy weigh down on my heart. It was late, but the boys led me inside and turned on the lights in the lobby.
Finally, we can relax.
Sure can. And so can we. I'm going to take a little break here, and I will be back with the next one. See yous guys.